Monday, March 16th, 2026. AGNDD intelliReport topic. Severe storms push tornado threat to the east on Monday. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this partially AI-generated article-based video. Severe storms push tornado threat to the east on Monday. Hundreds of flights up and down the East Coast are facing delays as the storms move through. The most severe weather is expected later in the day. By Nazanin Ghaffar, March 16, 2026. The New York Times. Updated 12:31 p.m. ET. Nazanin Ghaffar is a reporter on the Times weather team. A powerful weather system was sweeping across the eastern United States on Monday, disrupting travel and bringing the potential for widespread thunderstorms. By late morning, an almost continuous patchwork of tornado watches, meaning the conditions were in place for tornadoes to form, was in place from Florida to New Jersey, including Washington. More urgent tornado warnings are likely throughout the day, with the most severe storms expected in the afternoon and evening. Hundreds of flights at airports in Atlanta, Charlotte, and Washington were delayed or canceled by early afternoon, according to FlightAware, an airline tracking site. Millions of people across the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic, including those in Raleigh, Richmond, and Washington, D.C., are at risk of damaging wind gusts that could exceed 75 miles per hour. Several strong tornadoes are also possible. The area of greatest concern stretches from northern South Carolina northward into Maryland, according to Evan Bentley, a meteorologist at the Storm Prediction Center. And the two primary threats will be damaging winds and the threat of tornadoes, he said. But we are also really concerned about just how large of a population will be impacted. On Sunday, the same system swept over parts of the Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee valleys, producing damaging winds of more than 60 miles per hour that downed trees and damaged buildings, along with hail as large as tennis balls. A tornado was also reported in Arkansas. The system moved east of the Appalachian Mountains overnight, and stormy weather was affecting a long band of the eastern U.S. on Monday morning. Across a wider region of the east, from Florida to southern New York, severe storms are expected to be more isolated. But Mr. Bentley warned that any storms that do develop could still be just as intense as those in the higher risk area, and advised people in those areas to stay aware of the forecast. While not the primary concern, some large hail is also possible, particularly farther south, across the Carolinas and into parts of southern Georgia and northern Florida. The system is expected to begin moving offshore late Monday evening, gradually reducing the risk of severe weather into Tuesday. After that, Mr. Bentley said, "It looks like we will have a multi-day break from the severe weather, which over the last few weeks has brought a chaotic and deadly mix of high winds, hail, tornadoes, and even a late winter snowstorm." Comments? N8, NYC NJE 4 hours ago. Amazing how people need to have a heat wave to even consider global warming with all this happening. Yet even with record-breaking heat, people will keep denying it, mostly because they were, are, and will be wrong. Nobody likes being wrong, and few, if ever, fully admit it without an excuse, a shift, or an accusation of blame on another. Bondelet, San Jose, 4 hours ago. If you get some time after you're done covering your own weather as an international event, you could update us on what is happening in Maui and the Big Island. Mauna Kea recorded 32 inches of rain in 48 hours, just for starters. Eric Fredrickson, Asheville, North Carolina, 4 hours ago. From the article. By late morning, an almost continuous patchwork of tornado watches, meaning the conditions were in place for tornadoes to form, was in place from Florida to New Jersey, including Washington. I would love to see a F5 hit the White House, turn it into rubble. Maybe then someone somewhere would wake up. Eleanor, California, 2 hours ago. Do not hold out any hope for FEMA relief if you are in the path of this predicted tornado. There's money for wars on Iran, Palestine, Sudan, Venezuela, Ukraine in the name of national safety security, but none to meet domestic need. Eric Fredrickson, Asheville, North Carolina, 2 hours ago. As Earth heats from the burning of fossil fuels, tornadoes have been observed to be appearing further east. The same physics we are messing with makes the surface of Venus hot enough to melt lead and Mars cold enough to freeze out CO2, and those are our sister planets. What could go wrong? A geologist, U.S., 2 hours ago. Hello. The Arctic atmosphere has been unstable since ABT 1970s. Heat domes, or temperature anomaly, in the Arctic and North Pacific force the two polar vortex to wobble. The jet stream and a much higher polar vortex become unstable. The Arctic is warming 3.5x faster than elsewhere. The heat dome in the North Pacific pushes the wave or loop of the jet stream east across the U.S. That cold air contacts moist air along the coasts to create rain or snow. Because the air over the ocean is warming, it holds more moisture, -5 to 10% more for each degree, which create the deluge or so-called rivers of rain. And because there is much more energy in the atmospheric system. Along the west coast, you have a similar effect. Increased ocean temperatures in the the Pacific is also warming, and the westerly atmospheric airflow moves these supersaturated rivers east. They dump precipitation along the Pacific coast in the elevations of the coastal mountains, and some make the Sierra Nevada MTNs. A heat dome in the western U.S. noted in the article brings warm, dry air into the west, and we know 9 states are in extended 25 years drought. No replenishing winter precipitation, very low surface water levels, and depletion of the Oglala aquifer from overpumping. These links show the current high in Pacific NW, that is heat dome, and location of the loop of the jet stream moving east. https://www.wpc.ncep.noaa.gov/index. HTML #page =OVW. https://www.wonderground.com/map/wind/jet-stream. Lindebe, Lewis, Delaware, 2 hours ago. Auntie M. I'm in my late 60s and was born and raised and lived in suburban Baltimore till retirement. I was always glad not to live in an area with a tornado risk. My, how times change. Be careful, everyone. Nunov Dabov. Anywhere else. 4 hours ago. At Eric Fredrickson. Thermodynamics for Dummies should be required reading for all politicians and policymakers. The Earth is just a large heat engine, pumping energy back and forth over its surface. If you don't know how it operates, you shouldn't be messing with things that can break it. USA, 2 hours ago. Stay safe, everybody.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD intelliReport, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.